welcome to you wherever you are watching us from. My name is Abdulrazak Ali and thank you so much for tuning in to Dalsan TV English News. We have a lot lined up for you, but first let's have a look at some of the stories that are making headlines here in Somalia. Joint airstrike targets Al-Shabaab in Mudug region. ATMIS sector commanders convene for a meeting to discuss ongoing troops drawdown. Somali Parliament Speaker meets security chiefs to bolster war against Al-Shabaab. Welcome back. Now, an airstrike took place in the Mudug region aimed at the Al-Shabaab group. The joint operation carried out by the Somali National Army in conjunction with international partners targeted the militant group Al-Shabaab in Ad and Jehjeha. Reports indicate that an airstrike took place in Mudug region aimed at the Al-Shabaab group. The operation was carried out jointly by the Somali Army and international partners, and the strike occurred between the towns of Ad and Jehjeha. According to reliable sources, the strike specifically targeted a location where Al-Shabaab militants had gathered, resulting in casualties among the group, including deaths and injuries. While the exact number of the casualties is yet to be confirmed, Somali Army have disclosed that leaders and militia members of Al-Shabaab were among those killed in the attack. The airstrike is part of a broader military offensive against Al-Shabaab in the Jehjeha area, where heavy operations have been ongoing for several days. Somali forces have intensified their efforts to dismantle the group's defenses and disrupt their activities in the region. The situation in the Mudug remains tense, with movements and counter-movements observed in various parts in the region. Meanwhile, Muhyiddin Dagare, believed to be an aide to Al-Shabaab commander Ahmed Dirie, was apprehended in Mogadishu on Saturday. The National Intelligence Security Agency NISA announced the capture of Dagare, highlighting his history of evading arrest while actively engaged in combat of Al-Shabaab across various regions in Somalia. Al-Shabaab, known for its presence and operational cells in major cities including the capital Mogadishu, often plans and executes attacks through small covert groups consisting of 5 or fewer individuals to evade detection. The vigilance and cooperation of the public occasionally led to the capture of these extremists. Somalia's intelligence and security agency has recently intensified efforts to dismantle criminal networks associated with Al-Shabaab. Targeting activities such as extortion from the public, the agency has successfully shut down over 2,500 mobile numbers utilized by Al-Shabaab militants, severing their communication channels and disrupting their operation in another significant development. The security agency announced the closure of 14 websites operated by Al-Shabaab, which were employed to dismantle propaganda and serve as recruitment tools. This move aims to curb the organization's ability to spread its extremist ideology and recruit vulnerable individuals. The African Union Transition Mission in Somalia, ATMIS sector commanders, convened for a strategic meeting in the capital, Mogadishu.
The African Union Transition Mission in Somalia sector commanders convened for a strategic conference today in the nation's capital, Mogadishu. The meeting covered various important issues, including exchanging insights and lessons gathered from the troops' drawdowns. Strategizing and formulating plans for the upcoming Phase 3 drawdown scheduled for June 2024 was also discussed in the meeting. Special representative of the chairperson of the African Union Commission and ATMIS head, who spoke at the opening session, commended the commanders for successfully concluding Phases 1 and 2 of the ATMIS troop drawdown. He also encouraged them to continue rendering their dedicated support and capacity building to the Somali security forces, who have officially been taking over security responsibilities from the outgoing African Union peacekeepers. The African Union's peacekeeping force in Somalia said on Friday that the second phase of a drawdown involving 3,000 troops have been completed after a 4-month delay. ATMIS on Thursday officially handed over 7 forward operating bases to the Somali government and closed 2 others in line with the United Nations Security Council resolution mandating the withdrawal of the troops from the Horn of Africa nation. Under a UN calendar, ATMIS will totally pull out from Somalia by the end of the year, handing over responsibility to the Somali government.
Somalia's Speaker, Sheikh Aden Madowe, has held a meeting with top security chiefs in his office in the capital, Mogadishu. The meeting comes at a time
Somali's Speaker of the House of the People, Sheikh Aden Mohamed Nur Madowe, has on Saturday evening held a meeting with the top security commanders in the country at his office in the capital Mogadishu. The meeting discussed various important issues, including the current security situation in the country. During the meeting, the officials also discussed recent shocking incident where a pregnant mother of 6 children was killed by her estranged husband, Syed Ali Ma'alim, who set her a place at their house in Darkene district. Madowe urged the security chiefs to ensure that justice is served to the family of Lul Abdulaziz, a staffer at Aden Abdullah International Airport, that the perpetrator is brought to book for justice. He also commended the armed force officials for their unwavering resolve and commitment to ensuring that the country is safe from the enemy. Madowe, who is the acting president, called on the security heads to bolster the ongoing war against the Al-Shabaab militant group, which have gained momentum across the country. Somali National Army, backed by international partners and local fighters, have in recent days stepped up operations against Islamist insurgents in southern and central Somalia, where the group has a large presence.
Now on to our last story. Former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan and his wife Bushra Khan were sentenced to 7 years in prison and were fined on Saturday by a court that ruled their case in 2018, according to his party.
Former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan and his wife Bushra Khan have been sentenced to 7 years in prison and were fined on Saturday. That's according to his party, who say a court ruled that their 2018 marriage broke the law. The Khans both denied wrongdoing. It was the third ruling against Khan this week and comes ahead of national elections on Thursday that he's barred from contesting. 71-year-old Khan has been sentenced to 10 years for leaking state secrets in recent days and 14 years along with his wife for illegally selling state gifts. His representatives say he will launch appeals in all 3 cases. It was not immediately clear if his various sentences would run concurrently. Khan is in prison in the garrison city of Rawalpindi, while his wife will serve her sentence at their hilltop mansion in nearby Islamabad. He already faces a 10-year disqualification from holding public office. Here's Khan's lawyer, Barrister Gohar Khan.
We were not allowed to cross-examine fully the witnesses of the prosecution. We were not allowed to produce the evidence during the cross-examination. We were not allowed to produce our own evidence in our defense, and that is absolutely violation of the fundamental rights that were guaranteed by the Constitution. And we hope that we will file an appeal before Islamabad High Court, and we go to Islamabad High Court. We are very much hopeful that this conviction will be set aside and sentences will also be set aside, inshallah.
The couple were also fined $1,800 each, according to ARY News. Bushra was accused of not completing the waiting period mandated by Islam, called Idat, after divorcing her previous husband and marrying Khan. The Khans signed their marriage contract in January 2018 in a secret ceremony, 7 months before the former cricket superstar became Prime Minister for the first time. There was controversy over whether they had wed before the period was complete. After initial denials of their marriage, Khan's party confirmed it weeks later.
We have come to the end of this bulletin. My name is Abdulrazak Ali. Thank you so much for always tuning in to Dalsan TV English News. Remember to subscribe and have a lovely evening.